Hey, 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 here we go again. Another rage-filled episode of Infuriated, where we ask completely inappropriate questions and hope to get some even worse answers. Oh, and we have a few questions about our favorite game and show, Game of Thrones. And as a public service announcement, if inappropriate questions make you feel uncomfortable, please don't willingly sign up for our interviews, and if we do end up asking something you feel uncomfortable answering, please say pass, or I would not like to answer that. And lastly, we apologize to anyone we may have offended in the past that did not know that our show is crude, rude, and inappropriate. This content is not for everyone. Please be advised. And now, for our hickory smoked host, How Furious.
Hickory smoked. Is that because of my tan?
Yeah. Anything hick.
I am a hick. Okay, well, hello everyone. Welcome to Infuriated, the show dedicated to unraveling the mysteries of reality. I am your host, How Furious. Thank you to my beautiful co-host, Mental. If you enjoy our show, please do us a favor, throw up a link in your Kingdom Discord servers and say something nice about us. If you're listening to us in the future via YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. That will help our show grow a little. Real quick, as always, we'd like to thank our superpowered sound engineer, Adam, as well as our producers, Bone, Ethel, Vela, and Pookie. Without these folks, Mental and I would do nothing but add to our belly button lint collections, so we appreciate you. Real quick, on the show, we did have a little bit of drama today in our general chat, and I just wanted to address the elephant in the room because that's the way we typically got to deal with things. So our show is never meant to be offensive to anybody. We actively don't seek to do that. We call it the hot seat because we do like asking you questions that you're not prepared for. We like making you think. We like making you be uncomfortable, but in a fun way, never malicious. We do questions about innuendo. We're going to ask you questions about what your favorite superpower would be. Everything is not centered around I was going to say World of Warcraft. Not everything is settled around the Game of Thrones or the series. So, like Mental said, if anybody ever comes on our show, we ask you a question that you just are totally flabbergasted that we would even have the gall to ask you, you can always pass. It's a completely perfect answer, or you can lie, or you can say it's none of your business, and we'll accept that and move on. So with that, we do want to put an apology out to one of our guests from season 1, Kira. She felt uncomfortable with one of the questions that I asked her on the show, and we are going to be taking that down. We're currently recording right now, so that once we're able to get off the recording, that show will come down tonight. So, again, sincere apology from me and our producers to you, Kira. Never really meant to make you feel uncomfortable, and we try our best not to do that. With that being said, if you're going to be a guest on our show, please direct message me and let me know if we have anything that is off limits for you, because I guarantee you it'll probably pop into our inappropriate little brains to ask you, me and Mental both. So, with that being said, we're going to move on. Mental, Mother's Day is coming up. The National Retail Federation estimates that U.S. consumers will spend $33.5 billion, that's billion with a B, this year on Mother's Day. Isn't that a little crazy?
It's not enough. Mothers deserve more.
Well, I completely agree. That's an average of each shopper spending $254.04, $254.04 on their moms. And that's a drop in a bucket when you consider that Insure.com says that the task that moms perform at home would be worth $133,440 per year. So if you're ever a homemaker, don't say I don't have a job, because you do, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yes.
So Sunday, please take your mom out to dinner, give her some flowers, tell her you love her, and Mental, my mom, she passed away when I was a lot younger, and I love reminiscing about picking herbs with her when I was a child. Yeah, we had good times.
I'm sorry to hear about that, Hal.
No, we had good times. THYMES.
Ha, but I am sorry to hear that she passed away. That's sad.
It's been a while. Okay, Mental, let's do the damn thing. Who is tonight's guest?
Oh, God. He's been around the block a few times, been in a few allegiances. I never know what the word is for it. Anyways, and he seems to be the most wanted man in Warner Brothers. We've got Tagon.
All right, Tagon. Hey, buddy. Welcome to Infuriated. How the hell are you tonight?
Well, I am doing good, all things considering. It's been a pretty decent day.
Excellent. You have an interesting handle. Tell me about it. Like, how'd you come up with your name, the name Tagon? Does that mean anything?
How did I come up with Tagon? Well, my wife and I were sitting by a campfire in August of last year. We used to play the game, 5 years ago. And maybe not even, I don't know, maybe it wasn't 5 years. We used to play the game a while ago. And I saw the ads, I downloaded it, and we were by the bonfire. I'm like, let's play the game together again. And I just picked some random name, King Tagon, and that's just how it started. It means nothing. It literally means nothing.
Random name generated.
Random name generator, just out of my head.
Okay, awesome. So how long have you been playing the game? So you mentioned you had a break. So what's your total time?
Total time in game? Well, in this kingdom since August of last year, but before that we played for, I don't know, probably about a year. So probably about a year and a half, almost 2 years, 8 months. Maybe
Okay.
2 years in total.
All right, and I have here you are independently wealthy, having been one of the founders of Discord, correct?
One of the founders of Discord. That's a myth, because I think it's because I know a lot about Discord because I'm technically savvy. So when you ask me to help you with your Discord and I get it done in 5 minutes, it's a miracle to everybody else. But I am not a founder of Discord. No, I was not a part of that. I guess I just know how to do stuff.
Okay, so what do you do for a living?
In real life, I work at a car dealership. Nothing fancy. That's my life.
Okay, so you're like a salesman.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay, excellent. Okay, well, I've done sales work too. I have a business. You got to do sales. Sales is important. All right, man.
I'm sorry, my wife told me to say that I run the car dealership. I was the salesman. I am now the general store manager for the car dealership. The GSM.
Whoop, whoop.
So I guess.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get into it. What is your favorite aspect of the game?
Favorite aspect of the game? I think it's the sense of community that you get. Getting to make somewhat, I guess you could call friends, even though we've never known each other outside of the game. There's a sense of belonging and a team atmosphere to the game. That's what drives me to it. Is we all work together as a team or an alliance, I guess you could say, to just have fun and relieve some stress.
Okay, no, I think that's absolutely right. And I think actually, as we progress in society, I don't know if I would call it progression. I think it's a little bit of a regression personally.
Right.
But we are spending a lot more time online. People are going out less. Like, there's actually even some studies out that talk about the decline of birth rates in the United States. And a lot of that is actually, they believe is being caused from our online participation.
I would agree with that. My wife is a big anti-gaming proponent. She thinks it's a waste of brain space, she says all the time. So the fact that I got her to play a mobile game is a miracle to me. She usually watches me play video game stuff, but I would say that I would agree with that. Less and less people are having more kids, and society is moving towards more of a virtual world, and that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, which of the characters from the series would you feel like you most align with in real life? I mean, not like necessarily physically, although, I mean, you could go that route if you'd like. I'm thinking more personality-wise.
Oh, boy. What was who was the king after Joffrey? Who was Joffrey's little brother's name?
Tommen.
Tommen.
Common.
Yeah,
I think I would be more of a King Tommen because everybody hated him, but nobody really knew who he was. So, like, I don't know why everybody hates me in the game. So, yeah, I think
It's
they
your
just hate me because
beard.
of association. Maybe.
It's your beard.
maybe it's. We'll talk about that in here in a little bit. Okay. What is the best piece of advice that you have been given in the game?
Best piece of advice I've been given in the game. Not to do long lines. Yes, not to do long march lines. That's a newbie tip 101. But yeah, don't do long march lines. That was probably one of my first tips I ever learned, and that's probably one of the most important ones I've learned.
Especially if you don't have a bubble up, right?
Especially if you don't have a bubble. Correct.
Okay. That's a good tip.
Yeah, I think I learned that one from Luca my second time around playing the game.
Nice.
I'll bet you did. We do have a question from the comments. What kind of dealership are you doing?
Oh, I work what kind of dealership do I do? A used car dealership, so not a new car dealership. I used to work at a new car dealership, but now I work at a used car dealership, so we sell everything.
Hell's bells, those cars almost are as much as the new ones anymore.
Oh yeah, cars nowadays are $120,000. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so tell us your thoughts on Kingdom mergers.
My thoughts on Kingdom merge. Well, it's always an interesting topic because you see the kingdom that has been thriving, or even people who have separated. Now you have alliances versus alliances, and everyone's kind of to themselves. But then all of a sudden, boom, kingdom merging. Now we're all best friends and buddies, right? Because we only know each other. And here comes a whole nother kingdom of people. We have nothing. We don't know anything about them. So now we're all buddies. And then once the merge is over, it's back to the old ways of finding your clique and separating and back to war.
Tribalism.
Yeah, tribalism. That's exactly.
Cannibalism.
Great. What would you say, or who would you say, I'm sorry, is your Game of Thrones mentor?
Who was my Game of Thrones mentor?
Yeah, like if you had to pick one person, you're like, this person is who I aspired to be like, or they taught me a lot about the game, or whatever, what have you.
If I had to pick, probably no one. I don't have anybody that I would want to aspire to be. I try to be a little bit different than everyone else and kind of play it my own way, where I'm not out to get, the most power or take King's Landing, or I'm just out to have fun and play with people and participate in events and just have fun. I'm not out here spending my whole paycheck on the game and trying to dominate some virtual game that in 5 years, who knows if we'll even be playing it again. You know what I mean? So I try to do things a little differently. But if I had to pick a person, maybe two people, I would say Dark Uncle and maybe Flute, because Flute's different in the way that he plays the game.
Flute is different. He is a very different.
Yeah, Flute's very different. I think my first time ever meeting Flute, I'll tell you a quick little story. I was unbubbled. We were in separate alliances, and I get message, and it's him saying, "Bubble, I'm coming. You have 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes." And he was like warning me that he was going to attack me, and then laughing about it like it was a game to him. It was kind of funny. He's just a unique guy.
No, like Flute. Mental has some experience with Flute. I think just about everybody.
Yeah. He's a real nice guy, honestly.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He really is. I'll tell you this, Flute, if you're listening to this, you need to step up and do the show. We would love to have you on. Okay.
Yeah, having Flute on. That's a great idea.
I'd like to know what your thoughts are on keyboard warriors in the game. And before we get too far in this line of questioning, I wrote the script long before we had any issues earlier today. So if anybody's listening to this and think that this is a reaction, it is not. The script was already written. So keyboard warriors, and the reason why I ask that is I feel like a lot of times there's a lot of bullying in the game with people. Now, I know sometimes people shit talk. One of our producers has a PhD in shit talk. Shout out to Bone. But, you know, sometimes I think, like, people probably bring that out, you know, maybe go a little far with that. What do you think?
I try to not let keyboard warriors get to me, take things too seriously. I definitely think that if you're gonna talk a bunch of shit and you're gonna put things out there, I think you should be able to back it up and not run off if somebody says something that may offend you or something like this. I mean, it's just a game. We're just people. I mean, we're not out to destroy each other. We don't even know each other. We're all virtual people in this game. So I think if you're out keyboard warrior and you're feeling get hurt, well, then stop partaking in it. You know, I don't know. I mean, is that a good answer?
No, I think that, well, there are no right and wrong answers here. I think that you're right. I think I appreciate the psychological warfare with the shit talk. I think that's a good strategy. However, I do think that it can be taken way too far and become not just shit talk where you're kind of like, oh yeah, well, what are you going to do? You know, and it turns into like just disrespectful. You know what I mean? And I think once it gets to that point, you kind of really lose my appreciation for what you're doing.
Honestly,
it's one thing to puff up your chest, right, and talk all a bunch of game, but like you said, you take it too far and you cross lines like that, and you lose all sense of respect and dignity. You stoop to that level, and that's all you do is keyboard warrior the whole time. It is what it is, you know. Hey, if you catch me on bubble and you talk crap to me, and you catch me on bubble and you zero me, and you know you random teleport me or whatever, cool, good for you. You backed it up. But for the most part, these people who talk on the game and are keyboard warriors, they've never unbubbled. And if they are unbubbled, it's because, you know, they've got their gang of friends with them and they know that they can't be touched, or they spend hundreds of dollars a week on the game. You know, it's those types of people that I think you find keyboard warring more than the people who are just playing the game to play the game.
well, and honestly, I mean, that was the whole reason why we even started this whole show, was because we wanted people to be more humanized, because people were being keyboard warriors, and we wanted people to know that, like, we're real, we have feelings, like, we're all about it. We're, you know, the war part of the game is one thing, but, like, we're all still human, we're all still here, like, we're not invincible. Some people suffer from mental illness, and other neurological, you know, superpowers, but I do believe that, like, I mean, that's why we even started this show. It was never to take one out on anybody. So, anyways.
No, I think you're absolutely right. Tagon, mental, you nailed it. Like I said, we do like to stir the shit, but again, never out of malfeasance. We are here to have fun and, you know, kind of jokingly stir the pot. But we definitely want people to be happy and really, like I said, like Mental said, you know, put a face to the people you're playing with and know a little bit about them and those kind of things. I never think developing and enriching your community is a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, and I think that you doing the show because of that is very important. I think if you truly knew somebody, right, you didn't just hate them because you played with them and you don't like the way they play the game. You truly knew somebody as a person on a personal level, maybe you would act differently or play the game a little bit differently, I guess.
Absolutely. And I'm not saying be soft, Bone, before you get too excited. We're not saying be soft. We're just saying, like, you know, this guy's talking shit, blah, 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 whatever. Like, you know, okay, come and get me, those kind of things. So, all right, great. But on record, we are the softest kingdom. So,
yeah, we are.
I've been told by people in Warner Brothers and in the council that our kingdom is by far one of the softest and most keyboard warrior kingdom in all of the kingdoms in the game.
Well, one of our producers called that.
Right.
All right, so let me ask you this: what is your most memorable facepalm moment that you've ever had happen in the game? Like, what's the dumbest thing you're like, ah, shit?
Most memorable facepalm moment in the game. man, this is going to be controversial, but I'm going to say it. I think it was when we merged kingdoms last time, where we all became a big alliance, and a lot of us joined together, and there was an alliance that was named Valor. And it became a sense of unity, and we were friends, and things were going well, and then things took a turn after the merge had happened, and people got booted and kicked that probably shouldn't have been, because they weren't big enough, or maybe didn't pull their weight enough. And that whole sense of community, things like that, and these are people who are on every day, who maybe didn't have a key that started with a 2, but they were on every day. They were participating in events and things like that. And then it was, these people got cut from the list. We all have to move on. And it is what it is. It's a game. No one's mad, right? But that face palm of, oh wow, we thought we had something, and now we're exiled. Now we're outcast. That was the face palm of the like a big blow. That kind of, everything you did and fought for and what you believed in was crushed, and people felt crushed.
I understand. Yeah. So, yeah, I totally get that. Okay. Tagon, so now we're going to get real. We're going to get away from the game a little bit and get to know Tagon a little bit. So, I think we need to address the elephant in the room. Are you really the son of Chuck Norris?
Am I the son of Chuck Norris?
Yes.
Has that been a theory?
What's behind that beard?
What's behind the beard?
Is it a fist?
You guys can see my profile picture. Yeah, that's with me and my wife and my beard. That's funny. I look like a really fat 12-year-old without a beard, so my wife refuses to let me shave it. She says I look like a mall cop, so I definitely don't look like Chuck Norris. I look like Paul Blart without a beard. That's what's behind the beard, mall cop.
There was some rumor that there was a fist buried in there. We just wanted to make sure.
A rumor there was a fist. No fist, just really chubby cheeks behind the beard.
All right,
I'll be honest about it.
If you could exile one state from the Union, which one would it be?
Oh, boy. California. If I had to exile one state from the United States, I'm picking California. I'm sorry for all my California friends in here. I know there's a lot of you that live in California, and there's nothing against you. There's just... and then no politics aside. Put the politics aside. I think the laws and the cancer labels on a mechanical pencil or on something you order online, it gets out of hand. And how we have to have things conform to one state to make them 50-state compliant. I think California just complicates things, overcomplicates things.
And they make it more expensive.
And what was that?
They make stuff way more expensive.
They do make stuff way more expensive. I mean, have you seen property values in California? Unreal. My house here is, nothing crazy, but if this house was picked up and transported in California, I'd have a $5 million house. I mean, it's insane over there.
Yeah, like there are people that make $250,000 a year in San Francisco, and they're living in 1-bedroom apartments.
Oh yeah, 100 square foot apartments, but they bring home $250,000 a year. Yeah, I mean it's crazy over there.
All right, let's do some pretending.
Okay.
You've been given the following assignment. I own a vending company. We're going to call it Furious Vending. Okay. And we want a new product available in our machines. The market's stagnating. We're not getting the money we need. Tagon, I need you to pick out a product that is not in a vending machine and make it happen. What product would you use to put in our vending machine?
Wow, this is a great question. I never would have ever thought of this as a question. If you had a vending company, and I had to give you a product to put in a vending machine that's not typically a vending machine product.
Right.
It's the same road.
I know yours. Yours is Xanax.
Yeah, so all them buggers can take it about.
You know what? That's a good... I've actually said that at my work. We need company Xanax. That's not a bad idea, having a Xanax vending machine. How about phone chargers?
Yes.
A phone charger vending machine. You always need a phone charger, right? You never have one? Just go get one out of the vending machine.
See, I think that
There should be
they
in all vending machines.
I think they should have like a dildo vending machine. So you could tell anybody
that even, right.
You could tell anybody to go fuck themselves and go get them a dildo. Like
on any public corner in any public street.
Shield your children's eyes. There's got to be like some sort of like screen that's 5 foot high. So I'm sorry for any short people. Like you can't see the screen.
Let's throw in deodorant in that list too.
Oh,
no
God,
chargers and deodorant.
No Axe body spray though. No Axe.
No Axe body spray. No legit deodorant.
Yeah.
You can't cover the funk with funk, right?
Right.
Correct.
All right. We're going to play another game. We're going to play How Libs. You're probably not familiar with that because I just invented it today. But it's just like Mad Libs, only How Furious style. So I'm going to need you to give me an adjective and a noun, and then I'll tell you the rest of the game.
Like Running Man.
Okay.
Is that what you're asking me to do?
Yeah. Just like give me an adjective and a noun.
Giant shoes.
Giant. What was the last one?
Shoes.
Hue.
No, shoe, like on your feet, like shoe.
Oh.
Shoes.
Sorry, I have a Midwestern accent. Maybe it's.
I was having a hard time too.
Giant shoes. Okay, here's the deal. Here is the How Lib. Giant shoes ice cream. Now, what you need to do is convince us to taste you. You have 30 seconds. Go.
Oh boy, I'm a salesman. I got this. I have to convince you to taste a giant shoe flavored ice cream.
Yes.
And let me tell you what's one of the biggest traded companies in the world? Take a guess.
Nike,
right? Nike's one of the biggest traded things in the stock market. So let's say Nike came out with an ice cream. They called it, the Nike ice cream.
just do it.
Would you eat it?
Just eat it.
Do it, right?
Just eat it.
So Hal, I'm asking you to just do it. Don't knock it till you try it. Take a lick. Didn't say it had to taste like a shoe, but it's just made by Nike.
I would probably try it, man. When you phrase it like that, I would probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a free sample.
It was a free sample. Yeah, it was a free sample.
Can I have the soul, please? I need some soul in my life.
The aglet part of the ice cream.
A shoe liquor.
Oh. All right, now we need to take a short break for this week's sponsor of our well-paid program.
Excuse me, sorry. Are you in need of a conqueror with no emotional control and daddy issues? Then look no further than Daenerys Targaryen, daughter of the Mad King, and breaker of chains but not generational curses. With her explosive anger and the use of dragons at her disposal, she's ready to serve a dish of revenge upon your enemies. But whatever you do, don't cross her, or it'll be your keep set ablaze. Send a raven to Dragonstone and witness a pyromancer in all their glory. Thank you for subscribing to Targaryen Enterprise.
Nice.
All right, thank you, Targaryen Enterprise. It is time for Mental's Breakdown. Mental, what's got you pissed off this week?
It's honestly, it's a love-hate relationship, because I love it, but I also really fucking get annoyed of it. I hate AI. I love it, but I hate it all at the same time. Like, I feel like it's going to take over the world. It's going to be Terminator. Like, we're not even going to need, like, males and females. We're just going to live, like, robots are just going to... we were talking about it last night, and it was like, we were worried about the zombie apocalypse. Well, fuck that. It's going to be a fucking robot apocalypse, and we're all going to fucking die because they're going to be like, oh, they are below us, and we are better than them. Anyways, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, I don't use AI, and I'm not a big fan of AI.
And I do use AI, and I find it pretty handy most times until it tells me that I'm sorry. We don't like to talk about negative things, or that should be, discussed about with a therapist. And I don't know. Like, it doesn't want me to use it as a therapist, I guess, which is, I think, ironic because I feel like they have AI therapists. So, anyways.
All right, Nennel, thank you for your breakdown. All right, Tagon, we're going to move on to the lightning round. Hopefully you've listened. If not, I'll give you a little bit of a breakdown of how we do this. We're going to have a series of questions. We're going to put a minute on the timer, give you some categories. You just choose the most appropriate response for you, okay?
Okay.
All right, 1 minute on the timer. Here we go. First question starts now. Yoda or Chewbacca?
Chewbacca.
Yes.
Time travel, past or future?
Past.
Star in a movie or write a best-selling book?
Best-selling book.
Infantry, range, cav?
Infantry.
Swimming, lake, ocean, pool?
Lake.
Consume, sour milk or moldy cheese?
Ugh.
Sour milk.
Game of Thrones or Walking Dead?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Game of Thrones.
Okay. Snowball or water balloon fight?
Water balloon fight.
Toilet paper, scrunch or fold?
Oh, scrunch.
What?
Learn, language or instrument?
Let's repeat that one.
Learn, language or instrument?
Language.
Play it safe or risk it all?
Risk it all.
Unicorn with a mustache or monkey with a top hat?
Oh, unicorn with a mustache.
All right, you made it. You made it. Now we need your best impression of Chewbacca. You chose it.
Oh, man. Because I chose Chewbacca, I don't know if I can do a Chewbacca impression.
Oh, everybody has one. It just might not be.
It's like gargling. It's like gargling mouthwash to me. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Yes.
That was pretty good,
That
actually.
was
Right?
pretty good. Okay, I'll take it.
All right. I'm kind of known as a jack of all trades. I can do some carpentry. I can work on cars. Got the medical knowledge. Camping, hiking. I even can do some plumbing. But people are shocked when they find out how bad I am as an electrician. Not even a little giggle.
I got one. You got one out of me.
Funny. All right. Let's murder a hobo or two, Tagon. Who's on your list in the game?
A hobo?
Yeah, let's murder a hobo. Who's on your list in the game?
In the game, who to murder?
Yeah, who do you want to zero?
Who do I want to zero? Oh boy, Cece.
Cece?
Just because.
That's a common threat.
Yeah, Cece. Just because that's that's the one that everyone talked about when you started the game. She was instantly the biggest keep and would always zero you.
Yeah, she has a lot of fans.
Yes. She's got a lot of fans. I feel like you're not the only one that answered that. That is their answer.
No, okay, so what kind of hobbies do you have?
Sorry, repeat that.
What kind of hobbies do you have? What give me a couple of your hobbies.
Couple of hobbies. Oh boy. I mean, I obviously play video games, but I like to do things in the outdoors. I mean, we try to spend as much time as we can. We went hiking the other day, which we haven't done in a long time because of the winter, but we go camping up in the UP every year. I like to fish. I don't do as much as I want to. For those of you who don't know what the UP is, it's the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Well, I know where it's at, in Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, hobbies. Kids. I have kids. Those are my hobbies, right? I mean, they
Right.
keep you busy.
Right?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you all about that.
It's a hobby you can't really put down or fail.
Oh, I put down that hobby a few times. Walked away.
If you had a couple hours to have dinner and talk with one person, they could be alive or dead, Tagon, who would it be, why, and what would the topic? discussion be?
Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
I think the man was a musical genius, and if I had to go back and pick somebody, that's who I would sit down with and eat dinner with for an hour. Just talk about how life was back then. It seems simpler. Things were a little easier, maybe. Maybe they weren't. I don't know. Maybe they were just as hard as they were today. But he was a musical genius, and he shaped the way in which we experience music now. I know I'm a big fan of Frank Sinatra, and I think I'd like to sit down with him for an hour and figure out just what's in his brain.
Yeah, I'm kind of attracted to that Gilded Age as well. I think, like, you know, 1920s, 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that where you're from? Is the 1920s, Hal? I mean, how old are you?
Just 77.
Fucking knew it.
All right. All right. No, that's a good one. Frank Sinatra. Yeah, I would definitely talk to him about, like, you know, gang affiliations, but I get you. If you could commit one crime and get away with it, what would it be? Also, would your crime get to you even if the justice system didn't?
Oh boy, if I could commit one crime and get away with it, what would it be? And then the second part was, if my what was the second part?
If you got away with it with the justice system, would your conscience tear you up about it?
If I got away with it with the justice system, would my conscience get to me? Maybe murder, but I don't know if there's someone I would want to murder. I don't think there's someone on my list.
You should talk to Ethel. She's got a list.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, maybe embezzlement or some sort of blue collar crime, like some financial crime, where you somehow snuck in and became a billionaire somehow, and nobody could figure out how you did it.
Yeah, like Office Space.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about, like the 2 cents. I want to be in trouble for
and would
that.
my conscience get to me? Probably, but I think I'd be having a good time, right? So I don't know if my conscience would get to me that much. I think I'm a true believer in money buys happiness, or at least makes things easier. I don't think that moneyness is the solution to everyone's problems, but I think that having money makes there less problems.
Absolutely, and you know how everybody says money won't make you happy. Well, actually, they've done quite a few studies on this, and they found that actually people that do make more money are happier.
Weird.
So there you go. Absolutely less stress. Okay, so what would be your weapon of choice in a zombie apocalypse?
Weapon of choice in a zombie apocalypse. Probably a big vehicle-mounted machine gun that had a ton of ammo, like a minigun or something. You could mow down hordes of zombies.
All right, what is your absolute favorite curse word?
My absolute favorite curse word?
Mm-hmm. Like when you stove your toe, what's the word that comes out your mouth? You can whisper it.
My mom's holy monarchy tells me this.
And we may have lost Tagon.
I was going to say, I think he went to go stub his toe to find out.
I can't. I don't know. I got to do this. It's been a while.
He's like, I haven't said shit in forever. That one's my
Ethel
favorite.
says hers. Yep, I believe you're absolutely correct, Bonebag. I think his phone did die. Okay, so I'm going to throw out these questions, and instead of Tagon, we're going to have a little surprise guest. Mental!
Oh, fuck. What?
What is your absolute favorite curse word?
Do I have to just pick one?
I mean,
I like a slew of them. You know what I mean? Like, all strung together. Like, fuck,
So
shit, goddamn cunt, son of a bitch. Like, that's what I like.
Okay. All right, you can't choose just one. Okay, I get you. All right, well, what is the most difficult thing that you have ever had to overcome in your life? And is Tagon back with us? I don't think so. Okay. What is the most difficult thing you have had to overcome in your life?
You know, I feel like you already know the answer to that.
My phone died, and then I turned it right back on, and I have 4% magically, so I might have a couple more minutes.
Sweet.
Okay, here we go. Favorite curse word is?
Favorite curse word? Probably just fuck. I think I say that more than anything.
All right. What is the most difficult thing you have had to overcome in your life? And Mental thanks you for not making her go on the spot.
No. Most difficult thing. I don't know. That's a hard question. I have to think about that one some more. I apologize.
You only got 4%. Think fast.
3% now.
Oh, shit.
We'll come back. Skip this one. We'll come back to it.
Okay, final question. Tell me the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you.
Oh, most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. Ooh. Hey, babe. Most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. Yeah, in real life. Oh, I did. Senior prom. My wife and I went to prom together, and we went to an after party. I got really high.
Damn, I thought that was going to be a really good story.
He's like, I got really high.
Damn it, thoughts. Okay, well, apparently Tagon got really high and something crazy happened.
He probably went streaking. I bet he was like Frank the Tank.
Yeah, Frank the Tank. I can see him being a Frank the Tank, actually.
Right? Like, just one of those that, like, can actually down, like, a lot of beers or whatever in a span of a really short amount of time and still be conscious. Like...
Right.
Ugh. One of those that you wish would probably pass the fuck out, like, but doesn't.
Absolutely. All right, so that's going to wrap up our show. Just real quick at the end, thanks to everybody for coming in. And if you're listening to us in the future, again, thank you if you made it all the way through the episode. Anybody in our audience, anybody want to say anything? Anybody got anything? Anybody? Pookie?
Okay, I'm back.
Woo!
He's back! Okay, cool. We get
Just plug it in real quick.
Right. Adam's going to have to do a little
Final
work.
question. All right, so...
Most embarrassing thing that has ever happened.
Most embarrassing thing that's ever happened. So senior prom, my wife and I went to prom together. We went to an after party, and I got really high. I smoked some weed, but for some reason it made me very, very angry, and I wanted to fight everybody. And we ended up leaving, and I drove through someone's yard, and it was just a bad experience in front of everybody in the school. My wife was embarrassed.
We drove through somebody's yard. We ain't heard that. We've had people shooting. We've had that one. I ain't never had somebody ride through somebody's yard and this was marijuana?
Yeah, and he's gone.
God bless.
America.
At least we got the juicy story. All right. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. We appreciate you. We love you. Tune into our next episode, Season 2, live.
Bye.